We are shifting our attention now towards the markets where silver has reached its all-time high. According to the India Bullion and Jewellers Association, the price of 1 kilogram of silver has increased by rupees 7,725 to reach rupees 2,44,788. Previously, its price was rupees 2,37,063 rupees per kilogram. Meanwhile, the price of 10 grams of 24 carat gold has increased by rupees 741 to reach rupees 1,36,909 rupees. Earlier, it was at rupees 1,36,168. Gold had reached its all-time high of rupees 1,38,161 on December 29, 2025. Let's now take a look at the comparison of silver prices, because it's seeing a lot of fluctuations in its prices, and today we are seeing that it's reached a high. So let's look at the comparison of what its price was today and yesterday. So today the silver price comparison is 2,53,000 rupees, and yesterday it was 2,42,000. So you can clearly see the amount of difference, almost a 9,000 difference that was there. And if we compare it to a week ago as well, the silver had seen a surge and then it plummeted again. So a week ago it was 2,51,000, not a lot of difference from today's prices, which was 2,53,000. However, if we look at prices compared to a month ago, today it's 2,53,000 and a month ago it was 2,10,000 rupees for silver. So this is clearly how a silver is seen rising. And if we look at the price comparison across India, in Delhi it's 2,53,000, in Mumbai it's 2,53,000, and in Bengaluru it is 2,48,000. So in Bengaluru it's a slight a bit less. In Chennai, however, it has surged to 2,71,000, and in Kolkata it is 2,53,000, which seems to be the ground stable price that it has across many cities. In fact, let me go across to Dr. Sharat Kohli, senior economist, who is joining us on the broadcast to discuss this rise and fall of silver. But first, let me introduce you to some facts that the silver market has been relatively tight in late 2025, and it's driven by deep structural supply deficits. I believe if Dr. Kohli is back on the line with us, we can go across to him. Dr. Kohli, we want to understand the reason behind silver's rally right now. We saw that it rose last week as well, but then it plummeted, and plummeted by a lot, sir. However, today we are again seeing a gain. It's reached its all-time high. And do you think this is only because it's being fueled by the structural demand? You have been mentioning how silver is being used in AI data centers, it's being used in electric vehicles, solar energy. So the demand for it is going higher. But these fluctuations that we are seeing in silver, sir, what do they indicate?
Good afternoon, Shivani, to you and Newsx viewers. Well, we should not forget that there's a lot of speculative trading which happens in silver. And I'll tell you a very interesting aspect of silver, that if you take the silver price, which is right now at between $78 to $79 per ounce, I'm taking the COMEX price. A certain part of this price is because of speculation, and a certain part of this price is because of the real spot demand, the physical silver demand. And as you rightly said, and which I've been saying, that it is needed in solar batteries, it's needed in electric vehicles, it's needed in AI data equipment. So almost half of the silver which is mined, Shivani, it gets consumed. I mean, it goes into these equipments and then it can never be retrieved. It just goes off. And recently what has happened is that China has sort of hoarded a lot of silver. China has put silver in the category of rare earth minerals. So there were already 17 rare earth minerals, Shivani, and now silver, we can count it as 18th rare earth mineral. So it has stocked silver. As a result, it is said that 60% of the silver right now is in the command of China. So there is a shortage being observed. both by the industrialists, that is by the data manufacturers, by electric vehicle manufacturers, that silver is not available easily. Add to that the speculative demand, add to that the ETFs, the exchange traded funds, where there's heavy demand coming from the investors. And another very important aspect, Shivani, which I would like to reveal for the first time on your channel, that we have been constantly saying that gold and silver, they normally follow a similar trend, which is they follow the same factors. But now in the recent weeks, as an investment analyst, I have found that gold and silver are moving up for different reasons, not for similar reasons. Although American attack on Venezuela and capturing, their leader Maduro, that had an impact because it caused certain geopolitical instability. So that had an impact on gold. But silver did not move for that reason. Silver moved because China had hoarded it, because there was a shortage being felt by these manufacturers of components, and there was heavy demand of ETFs. So I think the time has now come, Shivani. I'm making a very important statement on your channel today, that time has come to look at gold and silver as two different precious metal commodities. Normally, we used to count them together. We used to give similar reasons why they were rising and falling. But if you go deeply into it, you will find that there are separate reasons for gold and silver moving, although they are moving in the same direction. But the reasons for their moving may not exactly be similar as they used to be earlier, Shivani.
Right. And Dr. Kohli, I want to understand, since you've been talking about some other factors that might have been, affecting the prices of silver going up, how do you see silver going in 2026, since we have just started out the year? Do you see it being bullish, or do you see the prices rising or correcting themselves? How do you see it?
Well, some volatility is definitely going to be there. You saw that it went up to $79 a few days back, and then it went down to $70, $71. So this kind of volatility will be there intermittently. But overall, the trend is still very bullish. The reason being that until and unless there is an alternate found for the industrial consumption, Shivani, I think there is going to be a crunch of silver. And if countries like China, they start hoarding silver in the manner in which it is doing, I think there is always going to be shortage. I am told, Shivani, that some electronic engineers around the world are trying to work out an alternate to silver for use in these data equipments, which I spoke of, EVs, solar batteries, and AI data equipment. They are working to find an alternate. So now this is a very assumptuous kind of statement, if they find an alternate material for these components and these products, then silver prices will crash. Until and unless there is nothing found as an alternate, you will find silver continue to rise in 2026 also. Although my advice to viewers is, please consult your investment and financial advisors. There's always a disclaimer there, because investment is a very personalized advice. But then undertone seems bullish. And so long as this shortage is there, you will find prices moving. In fact, I am sort of predicting now that silver may touch $100 per ounce. Why I am measuring per ounce is because the price originates and the price discovery is made from America. So we normally count in dollars. Of course, it is converted to kilos in India, and you find it is around 250,000 kilos plus, rupees 250,000 kilo plus. But then undertone is bullish. I am looking at $100 before the end of this year, Shivani, for 2026. As far as silver is concerned, for gold, I'm expecting it to reach 2 lakh rupees per 10 grams in the times to come.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Kohli, for those valuable insights into this subject. Always a pleasure to have you on the broadcast.